The trial of a man charged with killing his friend and stuffing his body into a barrel is on its third day.
Toyota has been here in Georgetown for 30 years. We talked to the mayor about how it's changed the city and what he hopes for the city's future.
Your social network could be at risk. Why security experts are renewing warnings about password safety.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. A testimony the third day now in a Lexington murder trial.
Mark Taylor is accused of killing Alex Johnson, a UK employee, in December of 2013. Today, jurors heard from more witnesses testifying for the prosecution, including a shop owner who says he got rid of Taylor's car shortly after the murder. WKYT's Victor Puente is tracking the trial in our top story at 5:30.
We still haven't heard from the man who told police he witnessed Mark Taylor kill Alex Johnson. Timothy Ballard isn't expected to testify until tomorrow, but we did learn today more about what happened to the car that he said Johnson was killed in. That car was a gold Mercedes that police say Ballard drove to Alex Johnson's apartment with Taylor in the passenger seat. Prosecutors say Taylor attacked Johnson in the back seat and beat him to death. Johnson's body was found weeks later in a barrel in the Kentucky River. That car would be sold for scrap 10 days later. The man who bought it said he asked Taylor what had happened to it, and he said Taylor told him, "You don't want to know."
Were the seats still in the car?
No.
No. Did the car smell like anything?
Yeah, it smelled like bleach.
Smelled like what?
Bleach.
Another witness said a barrel, like the one Johnson was found in, was kept at his father's business, which was below Taylor's apartment. Jurors also heard from a man who said he let Timothy Ballard borrow a pickup truck on December 19th of 2013, the day before Johnson was killed. A witness who was in custody told jurors Taylor had asked him to clean his garage around Christmas of that year. That man said he had bought marijuana off of Taylor, and police say he told them he called Taylor when he saw him on the news.
And did he say that the day that his face appeared on the news, he contacted Mr. Taylor and said, "What's going on?" And Mr. Taylor said, "I'm sorry. It wasn't supposed to go down like that. I'm sorry."
That's correct.
Prosecutors have said the primary motive for this crime was money and marijuana. Taylor's defense attorneys have said that he and Johnson were friends and that Ballard played a bigger part in this than he's admitted to. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Ballard led police to the Kentucky River. Both he and Taylor had worked at rip tides on the river near where Johnson's body was found. We are tracking a traffic alert right now in Lexington. Part of New Circle Road is closed because of a crash. This is a live picture right now from the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government's live dry cam. The outer loop is closed at Leestown Road. 3 cars, we understand, collided. One of them overturned. We're told that the driver had to be cut out of the wreckage. There's no word on injuries. The road is expected to be closed for at least another hour.
Today, 15,000 tickets were distributed in Louisville for the public funeral of boxing legend Muhammad Ali. The funeral will be held Friday afternoon at the KFC Yum Center. Meanwhile, thousands of people are expected to attend an Islamic funeral prayer service held tomorrow at Freedom Hall. We'll have more on both those events coming up on WKYT News tonight at 6 o'clock. An audit of Kentucky's Department of Fish and Wildlife Department found thousands of dollars of permit fees missing. An internal investigation by Fish and Wildlife found misappropriation of permit fees in the agency's central office in Frankfort. The audit found instances where fees paid for permits could not be traced within the system, equaling more than $90,000 since 2007. The findings have been referred now to the Kentucky State Police and the Executive Branch Ethics Commission.
A registered sex offender is behind bars after she was found hiding in the closet of a vacant home. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Knox County. Police say they found Tracy Fields while checking on a trespassing complaint in the Corbin area. They say Fields was hiding in the bedroom closet of the home. Fields is a lifetime registered sex offender who has been non-compliant since February. She was arrested and charged with failing to comply with the sex offender registry and giving officers a false name. In Rowan County, County, a Morehead State University police officer injured in a crash last month is being released from the hospital. Police say Sergeant Anthony Dalton had just finished his shift and was heading home when his motorcycle crashed. They say he was thrown off the motorcycle and suffered serious head injuries despite wearing a helmet. Today, the MSU Police Department announced Dalton had been released and finally heading home.
It is a picture-perfect day here in the Bluegrass. Looks like plenty of sunshine and mild temperatures continuing into tonight, but warmer weather's on the way. Let's check in with a very popular guy right now. Well, you're popular most of the time anyway.
You know what? It's amazing how my approval rating is tied to the weather, huh? A day like this, those sunny skies out there, about as good as it can possibly get at any point in the year, let alone in summertime. Are you kidding me? Temperatures right now compared to the same point yesterday when we were talking, showing up anywhere from 1 to 5, 6 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. And that's checking in with low 70s into most of central and eastern Kentucky, with those winds coming at us from the north and the northwest. It gets even cooler, obviously, around parts of the Great Lakes, 68 Chicago, Cleveland, but look into the St. Louis area. Toward the west, low 80s showing up, and that's a sign of warmer times ahead of us over the next few days. Out ahead of this, everything is A-OK in terms of your sky condition. Nothing going on central and eastern Kentucky. If you're out this evening, we're going to drop it quickly into the upper 60s as the sun gets low on the horizon, and by 11 o'clock, clear skies around, light winds, temperatures dropping into the mid and the upper 50s. There's a shot at some folks seeing a back porch thermometer into the 40s. To begin the day tomorrow. Alas, I do have 90-degree temperatures showing up. We'll track those when I come back in a few.
Chris, thank you. It's hard to believe, but 30 years ago today, former Governor Martha Lane Collins and dignitaries from Toyota broke ground on a manufacturing plant in Georgetown.
And today it remains one of the state's largest private employers with more than 8,000 workers. Caitlin Settner was at the plant this morning as employees celebrated the anniversary.
It's a great day to be in Georgetown, Scott County.
Toyota celebrated its grand reopening. It's been a staple in the Georgetown community for 3 decades. This location, Toyota's largest manufacturer in the world. And they went at least 30 more years in Scott County.
We have every reason to believe that the future is bright.
The way we talk about the next 30 years is very exciting.
As part of its celebration, Toyota donated $100,000 to charitable organizations throughout the state.
All right, what do you think about that?
A good chunk of that money supports STEM programs for Scott County students.
Well, it encourages these young people.
It's not all about what's been happening just here at Toyota and these buildings for the last 30 years. A lot has changed in Georgetown, too.
Even if you're not employed at Toyota and you're just a citizen, you enjoy the benefit of better police protection, better fire protection, better parks and recreation.
Mayor Tom Prather says Toyota has been a great economic opportunity for Georgetown and Scott County. He hopes as Toyota continues to expand, the city booms too.
I want us to grow into one of the finest cities in Kentucky. We're already the 7th largest city in Kentucky, and we want to make sure that we keep our quality of life, our public safety, and the things that matter to our citizens at an extremely high level.
In Georgetown, Caitlin Settner, WKYT.
And Toyota is constructing a new engineering campus. It's expected to relocate 300 engineering jobs to Georgetown. The company has more plans in the years to come.
Security experts are renewing warnings about password safety after the latest high-profile hacking victim. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell was the target, and hackers once took over accounts belonging to Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, which raises this question. If a social media tycoon's accounts can be hacked, just how vulnerable are yours? Commissioner Roger Goodell tried to make light of the situation by tweeting this proof-of-life photo. Man, you leave the office for one day of golf with Jim Kelly, he wrote, and your own network kills you off. #harsh. On Tuesday, hackers posted these messages on the NFL's verified Twitter account claiming Goodell was dead.
When you reach a certain status, people want to take you down. It's almost a goal.
The hackers claim they found the NFL's Twitter password in a social media employee's email. Other hackers were able to break into Mark Zuckerberg's Twitter and Pinterest pages because he apparently had used the same password for his LinkedIn account. That site was breached in 2012. User data for more than 100 million members was exposed.
Everyone that's watching has a password that is the same on at least one other service. It's more of human nature that sets us up to potentially, be vulnerable to this.
In recent days, accounts belonging to Keith Richards, Kylie Jenner, Katy Perry, and Drake have also been hacked. Tong believes passwords will eventually be replaced by biometrics.
Facial recognition technology, iris scanning, as well as fingerprint detection.
And Twitter is telling CBS, try and use a unique and strong password. LinkedIn offers this advice. Change your passwords often and try to use the advanced security features.
A water outage is causing headaches for hundreds of people in an eastern Kentucky community. That story in 6 minutes here on WKYT.
I'm Bill Bryant. Hillary Clinton adds to her delegate majority as she and Donald Trump target each other. And there are indications the timetable for ridding central Kentucky of chemical weapons is being expanded. The bottom line is ahead.
For all your hearth and grill needs, shop barnhillchimney.com.
Get the credit approval you deserve at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Nicholasville. If you have a job and $199, you can be approved today. During the Drive and Discover event 2016, Jeep Cherokee's $199 a month. Visit BigMSuperstore.com.
Insurance companies demand prompt and full payment of your premiums. Shouldn't you receive prompt and full payment of your claims? When you don't, you know who to call. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Bluegrass Medical Aesthetics wants to help you on the path to wellness and healthy youthful aging. Hormone replacement, medically supervised weight loss, Botox, Kybella, and more. Located in Georgetown next to Qdoba. Visit us at bmaky.com.
There's nothing like making their day, except making sure their tomorrow is taken care of too. Financial guidance while you're mastering life. From Chase, so you can.
Dad, who's Captain D?
Legend has it. It was World War II fighter pilot Captain George Dillinger who crash-landed on a deserted island. He survived there for years, perfecting his seafood recipes, until he learned that the island wasn't so deserted after all.
That's not true, is it?
Not even a little, Bobby. The truth is, our new Fish and D's Jumbo Coconut Shrimp Meal is sure to be one of your favorites, like our popular sampler meal. For full meals starting at $4.99, it's gotta be D's.
Here's a fun way to control your luck. It's a game called Keno. You can start with $1. You pick your numbers, your odds, and your wager. And the winnings, well, they could be major. Just pick your numbers and hope you win. A few minutes later, you can play it again. Now play Keno wherever Kentucky lottery games are sold.
Hancock & More is the #1 leather line in the United States, and Lexington Furniture is having the biggest leather event of the year during the Hancock & More Leather Sale. Lexington Furniture recently bought the entire factory showroom at Hancock & More, which means huge savings for you. Save up to 60% off regular retail prices on the largest leather furniture selection in Central Kentucky. Don't miss the Hancock & More Leather Sale at Lexington Furniture. Premium leather without the premium price.
At the Joseph A. Bank Buy One Get One Free sale, all suits and sport coats are on sale. Plus, buy one, get one free. And buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Plus, buy one, get one 50% off a huge selection of shoes. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Like WKYT on Facebook.
Save thousands at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Nicholasville, where you get 25% off MSRP on all the remaining new 2015s in stock. That's up to $14,000 off MSRP. Make the short drive to Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today.
After major wins in New Jersey and California yesterday, Hillary Clinton is now the first woman to become the presumptive nominee of a major American political party.
Bill Bryant has more on today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. We now have an idea of how the fall U.S. presidential election is going to play out as the two major parties appear to have their nominees. Hillary Clinton made history by becoming the first woman to be the presumptive nominee of a major political party for the White House. She added to her majority of delegates last night with several primary wins, including in California. Republican Donald Trump has been the presumptive nominee of his party for weeks, and the two are already clashing on issues and philosophy and signaling that it will be personal.
When he says, let's make America great again, that is code for
let's take America backwards.
This is the opposite of Hillary's foreign policy, which invaded Libya, destabilized Iraq, unleashed ISIS.
Bernie Sanders has gone home to Vermont to consider his options. He and President Obama will be meeting tomorrow as the White House signals that Obama will endorse Clinton soon. Several Democrats are urging Sanders to end his campaign and back Clinton. Kentucky Republican Senator Mitch McConnell is advising Trump to get on script and said it was, quote, stupid to criticize an Indiana-born federal judge for his Mexican heritage. During a stop to promote his autobiography, McConnell said Trump risks casting aside the growing Hispanic vote in the country. McConnell, who has been in Washington more than 30 years himself, says he supports Trump because Hillary Clinton is an insider who represents the status quo. The timetable may be extended for ridding central Kentucky of the chemical stockpile at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Madison County Judge Executive Reagan Taylor has attended a series of meetings in recent days about the progress on the destruction of the nerve agent at the facility near Richmond. Taylor will be one of our guests on this weekend's edition of Kentucky Newsmakers, and we'll get an update. And Kentucky First Lady Glenna Bevan is launching a website to make adoptions and foster care easier for potential parents in the Commonwealth. The site, adopt.ky.gov, is active now. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
A water outage is causing some problems for about 800 customers in Harlan County. Black Mountain water officials shut off service to people living in the Wallens Creek area Monday night, saying a failure on a valve caused several breaks in the water lines. To help those affected by the outage, the company bought 1,000 cases of water, one for each household. Officials say they hope to have the water running by the end of the week.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Sunny skies, a deep blue sky out there across central and eastern Kentucky. Low humidity levels as good as it can get as we roll our way into the evening. Live look at that sky cam here from the station on Winchester Road, and everything below green, everything above blue. Nice little contrast showing up. 73 degrees right now, Lexington. Humidity bone dry, 34%. Winds are gusting up maybe around 5-10 miles per hour at times. Overall, nothing to really write home about. Low 70s as expected across all of central and eastern Kentucky. Defender Radar Network, it's calm, it's quiet, forget about it. Let's get on out of here and let's focus on another dry day tomorrow, albeit a little warmer into the upper 70s, flirting with 80 after we start things out into the mid and upper 40s. Tomorrow evening, we start to get in now in a southwesterly wind that will give us some warmer temperatures, more humidity by the end of the week. That Thursday forecast, next 3 days, let's break it down for you. Another great one out there. Sunny skies are going to hang tough across the entire area, mostly sunny skies. End of the day on Friday, you're going to notice a couple of things. It's going to be warm, it's going to be humid, at least certainly compared to now, and the threat is there for a storm or two. A lot of areas will stay dry on Friday. Saturday rolls around. It is the first 90-degree high temperature of the season that should be across the entire area. Humidity levels will be rising during that time as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't top out into the low 90s at some point on Saturday afternoon. Far cry from where we are now. 11 o'clock 56 into downtown Lexington. Early tomorrow morning, how about upper 40s to around 50 to jumpstart our day. 73 by noon. And as we go through tomorrow evening, upper 70s will slowly drop through the 60s by 11 o'clock. Waking up on Friday morning to a lot of low 60s, partly sunny skies, more humidity can lead to an isolated shower or thunderstorm Friday afternoon, though most areas, again, should stay dry, 85 to 87 degrees, depending on where you are for a high temperature. Out on the town Friday evening, now it's feeling like summer. By 11, we're still into the low 70s, and we'll drop it slowly into the 60s as we go through the afternoon. Then we start to get in on a pattern that turns a little steamy for a few days. Then we start to see the storms trying to fight back in. First chance will come Sunday, better chance into the early and middle parts of next week. And over the next week, the models are trying to spit out an inch or greater of precipitation. Most of that, though, doesn't come until we get into early next week. And I think once we get into that pattern, we're going to try to lock back into a pattern that features some steam and some storms. So goodbye, September. It was nice knowing you here into early June. We'll see you again in a couple months. We go toward the weekend, guys. 90, a good possibility on Saturday.
A little more normal coming up, right, for this time of year.
Yeah, we'll steam it up in a pretty good fashion this weekend.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
We got a couple of problems, and the major one we'll focus on is on the outer loop of New Circle at Leestown. Now, that's where the outer loop is shut down because of an injury collision right now. That's causing a big mess on both the inner and outer loops, anywhere from Brussels Road over to Georgetown, and there's another crash now on the outer loop around Newtown Pike, but that is a non-injury. Drive time is going to be impacted that part of town for sure, but right now, I-75 across the Clays Ferry Bridge into Madison County, not impacted. We're okay there, and 64 looks good into Clark County. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. An ex-Wildcat believes he is the best player in the draft.
Well, that is Jamal Murray. The sharpshooting guard has always been considered a lottery pick. He was working out today for the Boston Celtics, and he was very, very impressive from behind the arc. Stay with us. That's next on WKYT.
Get ready, people. Big Brother is back. You know that show, a bunch of strangers move into a big house, cut off from the outside world, kind of like living in the South Pole. Cameras and microphones record their every move. They're basically rats in a cage for your viewing pleasure, so don't be afraid to tap on the glass. In the beginning, it's all kittens and rainbows, but after the first champagne toast, the claws come out.
You willing to make it up?
And as a bonus, Julie Chen will be there. Everybody loves Julie. What better way to spend your summer? Big Brother premieres CBS Wednesday, June 22nd.
You know that old saying, there's 1,000 ways to slice a grape? Well, tell Arby's about the other 999, because we're still stuck doing it this way. Every morning, hand slicing grapes just for one seasonal sandwich. If Arby's does all this work for just one sandwich ingredient, imagine what kind of effort we put into the rest of them. I mean, is somebody back there cracking pecans? Arby's, we have the meat.
Do you want to lose weight quickly and safely? Do you want to be healthy for a lifetime? Kim did and lost 238 pounds at Ageless Medical Weight Loss. Betty did and lost 135 pounds. The Ageless program is a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution. Call today for a free consultation.
Hey, how are you? Good.
Whoa, I just got your text.
Yeah, that says checkout is great.
With low prices and weekly deals, saving is so easy at Kroger. Come in and cross more off your list for less. Just look for the tags and save. Great food, low prices at Kroger. What we do is not about sickness. It's about living. Because you were made to live and live well. Let us show you how care is supposed to be. Lexington Clinic, your doctors for life.
Ready for summertime thrills? Kentucky Kingdom, the Thrill Park, Hurricane Bay, the Water Park. 2 great parks at one low price. Save $10 at your local Kroger. Day tickets only $39.95.
Bring home fresh Heritage Farm boneless chicken breasts for just $1.79 a pound. And 16-ounce packages of strawberries are now 3 for $5 at Kroger.
This is the Mom Biz, and ladies, it's showtime. You've got soccer practice, swim meets, drum lessons, play dates, and all the other stuff that keeps your family humming. But you know what matters? The healthy stuff, full tummies. That's why you've got Lando Frost Premium Lunch Meat, a simple, protein-packed, good-for-'em lunch. And that's how you get a mom groove. Groove with me now. Hey, Lando Frost, they're a family brand. You're a family. See what I'm getting at?
Don't miss the Lexington Theater Company's production of Disney and Cameron McIntosh's Mary Poppins, July 14th through 27th at the Opera House.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5.
Kentucky third baseman Javon Shelby likely will be one of a handful of Wildcats who will be selected when the baseball amateur draft begins tomorrow, but he has failed a drug test administered by the league. Shelby is one of 2 top prospects who have tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug. Baseball America is reporting that Shelby tested positive for Adderall, a drug usually given for ADHD. Adderall is considered a performance enhancer because it helps a player focus. Testing positive will not affect Shelby's draft status. He's eligible. Shelby was third in the SEC with 12 home runs this season and is considered by Baseball America a top 500 prospect. Jamal Murray is being mentioned as possibly the #1 overall pick in the upcoming NBA draft. He was in Boston today working out. He said he thinks he is the best player available. Cameras were not allowed into today's workout, but the Celtics put him through a 3-point drill consisting of 100 shots, 10 each from 5 spots along the arc. Murray made 79, a record for the Brad Stevens era in Boston.
Jamal, do you think you're the best player in this draft?
Yeah, I believe so. That's not a knock anyway. I'm just looking back on the work that I've put in and how far I've come and how quickly I learn, how quickly I adjust or adapt to my surroundings and how easy I fit into a team. So, I believe I'm the best player in the draft, but every team needs what they need.
Mark Stoops and his recruiting efforts certainly suffering a blow last night with 4-star quarterback Mac Jones flipping from Kentucky to Alabama. Stoops spoke yesterday at the Governor's Cup luncheon in Frankfurt. He said his program is growing, but it just has to grow more.
We have to continue to grow and push the program. Whether, I talk about recruiting all the time. We need one class after another, after another, after another. You need a bunch of grown men to win at a high level in this conference. We're constantly pushing to get that. Talked about our capacity in there, our capacity to handle work, to mentally be able to handle all the meeting time. And, and I feel like we're most definitely moving in the right direction there.
And Preakness winner Exaggerator is the early 9-5 favorite in Saturday's Belmont Stakes. Exaggerator drawing the 11-hole. Stradivari, who finished 4th in the Preakness, is the second choice at 5-1. Much more coming up in the next half hour as we'll hear more from Jamal Murray and his workout today in Boston. Stay with us.